My name is Dr. Jennifer Lincoln. I'm a board certified OBGYN in Portland, Oregon, and an author. And I also use social media to teach on platforms like TikTok and YouTube, all about vaginal and reproductive health and bust all of the many myths that are out there right now.
My first question for you is, why is social media such a useful platform for the information you're trying to spread? What is it about it? How does it make it easier to connect to your audience? Can you just tell us a little bit about how you use the platforms that you have?
When Americans are on their phones for over 2 hours every day, that's a great place to put good information. And unfortunately, there's a lot of misinformation. So I find one of the best ways to help educate people about what's real and what's not is to empower them to get the information straight where they are. So that means in front of their phones, on YouTube, on TikTok. And it's in fun little digestible, bite-sized amounts of information that are easy to understand, evidence-based. Sometimes they're trendy with using trending sounds. And so they really capture the audience. And then before you realize it, you've watched a TikTok for 15 seconds and you learned something about your body.
Mail order birth control. Is it safe? And if it is, which companies are legit? Today's question, do you have to take your birth control pill the same time every day for it to work? Dr. Jen, how do I know when my first period's gonna come? Let's talk about it.
I feel like I will never run out of content because there is so much stuff out there. And things, just like with the news cycle, things cycle over very quickly. So something I may have posted 3 months ago, in another 3 months, it's going to seem like brand new again with new viewers and how the algorithm works. I would say what I've seen, which is really fun, is that a lot of my followers, they'll see a question from somebody in my social media and they'll say, oh, she already covered this. Here's the link to that video, or here's what she already said. So I feel like I've got this great team of followers now who are also educated and know what's good and what's bad. So I feel like I've got a lot of people helping me, which is really fun.
I'm curious to hear about, what are the demographics of your audience? Is it all young people? Do you see it varying in ages?
So my demographics are so interesting, Jamaica. So definitely on TikTok, it started, the typical TikTok demographics, younger people, but I now have all ages. And what's really interesting is on YouTube, about 65% or 70% of my followers are men over the age of 50, which I'm not quite sure what that's all about, but I just love that everybody is finding something useful. It's wonderful that Gen Z is sort of bringing us along and everybody is benefiting. And it's true that still, while Gen Z is much more open, there are still some places where at home, they are not getting information, they are not taught in schools, their parents are not talking about it. So it's not, it's not ubiquitous, and there's still definitely room for improvement. Tell people that, my goal would be that none of my information is ever actually needed, because you would watch it and be like, well, obviously I learned that in, freshman year, or I learned that in 8th grade or whatever. But sadly, that's not the case. And your level of education should not be determined by your zip code and what state laws govern in terms of what you are or you're not taught. Like I tell people who see my stuff and go, oh my goodness, this is so scandalous. It's literally just biology. And so I'm here to teach everybody.